Everybody good and back? All right. Coach, whenever you're ready.
Well, like I say, any win's a good win. I thought, you got to win, got to shut out. I thought the guys played hard. I thought the defense was outstanding in the game. I think we did a really good job up front, controlling the line of scrimmage, and with the older guys and the young guys get in and played discipline, which I was very impressed with. Secondary, those young corners and DBs, and plus our older guys, I thought they played well, kept good leverage on the football. We chased the football well. Did two things I think were outstanding in the game, which is, keys to games is, you got 2 turnovers, which was very critical, and you didn't give up big plays. And that's I always say that's 2 very critical things in what you did. And, of course, we won the early downs, which got you a better third down percentage because they were in third and long a lot, which guys converted, did a good job in what they did. So in those 2 turnovers, once they did get the fake punt and then the other drive they had going, they got down in there, and then we were able to get a tip pass. I believe we got the pick, and I can't remember who got that pick, but
Jardin
Gilbert. It was good. And then we got the fumble recovery and got that stripped out, so the guys did a good job. I thought offensively come out too slow. I thought that up front they did some nice twists and stunts, and they got us in the run game. They didn't do it, and then we got settled down in the second half, got hatched to a hat and did it. But the thing we did do in the first half was created big plays. Thought Haynes played a solid game, but he still had 2 critical mistakes in that deep ball. He's got to see it, the freeze leaving out of it. He's got to be a little more vertical with the ball. That guy's not vacating it. He's got to stay more vertical with it or dump it down as a first down call. But what I liked about that, he came right back the next drive right after that and threw a touchdown. Took us down 2 minutes before the half, which was excellent. We scored the first drive of the second half, which was excellent. We got 14 points before they got their hands back on the ball. Was really good. And come back the second half, settled down really good, and got hat to a hat formationally. And then got to running the football, got substantial, made some really nice throws, managed the game, did a great job. Come back, hit some, then had another first down throw. We're throwing the ball really well, trying to get those young receivers, I thought, did a nice job, and the older guys. We mixed to get a good mix. And then on first down, got to let that ball go, let the guy clear out just a little more before he did it. And then, got to clean that decision up. But then come back the next drive and do a touchdown, which is very critical to me because after you make a mistake, being able to come back, which is things. But we got to eliminate the mistakes and go there. But on the day, we hit big plays, did a nice job with his legs 2 or 3 times, scrambled and pulled some runs, did a good job. Didn't get a chain going, not his fault. And what we did was get some blocking, do a little bit better up front. Second half, we got him going. Nice, I thought, played really well in the run game and catching the ball. Thought some of the young receivers, you saw their talent, and the guys being able to catch the football. And what we did, we got a long way to go. Kicking game, not as good. We gave up a fake punt late with our eyes late. Got to sit there until he kicks it before we bail out. Kicked the ball out of bounds, and we missed a field goal. I know it was 52, but for him, he hits those. But then he come back and hit a nice field goal and kicked the ball well and kicked off well. So, a lot of guys, a lot of young players saw the field. We got to get a lot better. Like I say, each week we got a great opponent coming next week in App State, and just got to keep developing and things we do. Questions?
Front right, Cole.
Jimbo, how pleased were you with the production of both Chris Marshall and Evan Stewart and their chemistry with Haynes?
Really good. I mean, guys, and because Chris had been banged up for a little bit of camp and hadn't gotten as much time, therefore he played really well, and then missed about 3 or 4 days there, and then got back and got into play and did well. And I thought both those guys got critical plays. Thought they caught the ball well, and you could see their ability to run after catch, their size, their ball skills, and their athleticism and what they did. And along with, you saw Yo Keith too, another young guy that can run and got a big play. And that was a third read on the backside that we went. 2 of those touchdown throws, what I loved about them too, were those young players. And I say this not just for the quarterback, but for the young players. Sometimes you're the backside of something. Sometimes you have a tendency, which we tell them all the time, we need 5 full-speed routes. We got the ability to go everywhere if the quarterback reads it right. And they ran full-speed routes and were rewarded with big plays. And it was really nice to see that. But I thought those guys did a nice job in the game. And, it's the first time to get out there and play, and we're productive.
And then also there was a moment where it felt like Layden Robinson kept coming off the field. Was it an injury, or did you just...
Well, he had been nicked up, and we've been rotating guys at guard. We've been rotating 3 guards and mixing guys in and what we were doing and keeping the depth and trying to build depth in what we're doing in different positions and where we're at.
Left side, Olin, and then Travis.
Jimbo, obviously, I understand you haven't seen film and everything like that, but why do you suspect was the issue getting the running game going? And
stunts up front. The twist game up front. Multiple twists and stunts and looping. And they do a really nice scheme now, I'm going to tell you. They have a really nice scheme. We knew it going in, and we were over chasing the down guy, not playing on the loop, and it takes timing, and got the rhythm the second half and got back into it. But we worked it. We just got to be patient. It's tough. It can be a pain. We got to do a much better job, though. That's my fault. We got to prepare them better.
Are you concerned with what you saw from your offensive line?
Well, yeah, in the first half, we didn't play well at all. Then I thought the second half, I thought we come out and did a nice job and established their ground game. We were able to run the football and did a better job. And we got to get better. There's no doubt.
Down front right, Travis, and then Christie right behind.
How did y'all manage the long weather delay? What do you kind of do as coaches, and what do you do with the players, and how did y'all come out of that?
Well, the bad part about it was, okay, we're ready to go, and we get in about 4 or 5 minutes to get ready to go, 20 more minutes. Here we go. And then I wish they just kept coming and coming and coming. We'd get all right, we make our adjustments and get ready to go back out. In about 4 minutes before we get back out, here comes another one. And Mark, after about the fourth time Mark come, I was about to fire him and send him out the building. But, I mean, because it is. I've been there. I've been in one time. It was like almost 4 hours. I mean, I know. And you got to tell your guys that we kept them inside, kept them off the phones, kept locked in the game. We met with them. We sat and talked with them, kept them, made adjustments from the first half, made adjustments from that, and then called them after we knew it was going to be a longer one, called them back in, made them do things on the board, kept their mind into the game. I think that's a very critical thing, because you can go drift off or go grab your phone or do something like that, and all of a sudden you forget you're in a football game in that day, and that because you get in that set of mind. And we kept them in our meetings and kept the coaches around them and kept guys around them and constantly did it. And then and I was very proud because we come out really sharp on offense. After not playing as well on offense right there, we established a drive. I mean, like it was an 8-play. How many play drive was that?
Coach, let's see here.
On that first
was
drive.
12 plays.
12 plays, and come out and executed really well, which I was very happy with, and showed me some maturity about what they were trying to do.
And then with Haynes, has tried to fit some passes in some pretty tight windows. Do you like that aggressiveness?
I do. And I tell them, you got to have aggressive intelligence. You got to play aggressively intelligent. And listen, there's going to be, you can sit there and say, don't throw interceptions all day, but we also hit as many big plays as we've hit in a long time, too. There was a lot of balls down the field that were hit. There was a lot of catches down the field, and these young guys. And now we just got to clean up. Like I said, on 1st and 10, when they were in a 2 Tampa look, we got the free pull, but he's high, and he spun back. You got to keep that ball really vertical, a little more than you can't pull him as much, or just check it and say, I don't want it. And the other one, same thing. We had a corner fade, and the corner's trying to middle both, and did a good job. You got to let it clear just a little bit more by another half second, which is tough sometimes in the pocket, but he's got to do that or dump it down, and that was it. But then both drives afterwards, which I was happy about, was the ability not to let it affect him, and he come right back with touchdown throws, if I'm not mistaken, on both drives, right before the half and right on the other. So, but we don't need to have those 2 picks. We don't need to have that, but he did some nice things with his legs and played a solid football game.
Second row on the right, Coach Christie, then to the left, Alex.
After his second interception, it looked like y'all had a little conversation on the sideline. Could you?
Yeah, same thing right there. I was telling him that corner, and the guy was playing depth and divider and trying to middle the post and play back down on the leverage. And I said, you got to let it clear just a little bit more, and if you don't like it, then you got to come all the way down to the flat route. And he thought he could squeeze it, and that was it. Just trying to explain, just making sure we explained that to him, what was going on. No, it was good.
After such a long layoff with his injury, how did you think overall he adjusted to game speed again?
Well, I mean, I thought the game speed, I thought he did a real nice job of. What did he end up? I didn't even look at the stat. 20, 31, 364, 3 touchdowns, and hit some big plays. I mean, that's a solid performance, and he can play better than that. He can play better than that. And but I thought he threw the ball accurately downfield. I mean, those 2 things there. But when the plays he had downfield, hit guys in stride, made plays, and looking downfield, which is what I was happy about. And then sometimes we'll check it down a little more and do those situations. But that's part of the growth. And I thought Max come in and did a nice job. Went 3 for 4.
Go to the left, Alex.
Hey, Coach. A lot's been said about this freshman class, but what do you like about getting to mix those guys in on both sides of the ball?
Well, that you didn't realize there were freshmen out there. Guys played well. They caught the ball. They covered. They rushed. They blocked. Did the things that, weren't jumping out at you that, hey, he's a young guy and you're going to have a lot of mistakes. There was a lot of production, and, there was a lot of nerves early. You can see the look in their eyes. But once they got to playing, man, it was just they were naturally doing things. And so it was very productive. And I don't know how many of them played, but it was quite a few of them. I know that.
Yes.
Probably as many as maybe as many as I've ever played, I would say. I'd have to look that up. That'd be a good one. Oh.
We'll work on that. 4th row on the left, Battalion.
Hey, going back to that 12-play drive to start off the second half, y'all ran quite a bit of the I formation. Was that something that we're going to see more of this season? Or is
Well,
that
yeah,
just
because of
something
the twists and stunts at times. See, one of the things that settles down what they do when they twist and stunt, when they rub your guys off. I mean, it's like you rub receivers off when you run routes. When you run them twists inside and you're in open formations, you can creates a lot of depth. Well, what you do with that eye, that solids them up, and then the fullback can clean things up off the twister and pick up the extra looper. And we knew we could do it in the first, but we'll wait till the second half and did it. And we're able to clean some things up schematically and be able to put that hat on because of how they twisted and stunted, and allows you some variance of how you can do it. And we were able to get hat to a hat, and then we were able to run the football.
Front left, Naomi. And we got Anias ready.
So with the defense, were you satisfied with their performance today, and what kind of things do you want to see from them moving forward?
The same thing. I mean, I keep control the line of scrimmage and win first down, man. It helps you second and third down. I thought they did an outstanding job. They created 2 turnovers, critical situations, didn't give up big plays, rallied to the ball, played the ball well, kept leverage on the football. I mean, even the reasons they had success were for the right reasons. You know, sometimes you have success because the other team makes a mistake or does it wrong. And I thought for the most part, now I got to look at the film again, but for the most part, it seemed like that leverages and things they kept on the ball was really good. The young guys saw young guys and older guys making plays on the football. We tackled well, we swarmed well, and what we did, and hopefully we can build on that. I'm sure there'll be some mistakes in there, but there's a lot of good, it looked like. And again, until I see the film, like Olin says, which is true. But it goes from there.
All right, Coach, we'll have one more to wrap us up, Battalion. We got Anish ready.
So we saw a lot out of a freshman today. Do you plan on rotating them back in throughout the season, or are you more so just trying to see what they could do today?
No, we got to play. Freshmen now, they're, you know, the depth and it takes to play in this league and building these guys, get them out there playing. Hopefully they'll keep playing each and every week.
And how beneficial is it to see them in true game action as opposed to practice or a scrimmage?
Well, I mean, you can simulate game all you want till, like I say, till the lights on the scoreboard matter. That's when you can see what guys do. And some guys, like I say, it may bother, and other guys, it enhances. You know what I mean? But then the thing is, they got to repeat it. Now, that's the big thing. When young players have success in their first game, or if they thought they played well, is, all right, don't get caught. Well, it's automatically going to happen. Remember why it happened, how you prepared that week, what you did, how much film you watched, how much time you put in. And if you had failure, it's not the end of the world. Hey, that's part of growing. Let's look at it, make the corrections, and go. And that's we're a 12-game season. We got to get better each and every game in what we do and grow, and get these guys growing and get them playing, and with the older guys, and hopefully we can develop into a good football team.
Thanks, Coach. We'll
Thank
get
you.
Anias up here.
Raise your hand. We'll get started with Cole right here in the front right.
Anias, it was a record-setting day for you, new career high. What did you see on the both touchdown plays, but what did you see especially on the first one where you were in coverage with someone?
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they kind of busted their coverage. But shoes, honestly, I felt pretty good going out there scoring. I didn't even know whatever you was talking about today. That's new to me. So on the first one, I seen the safety go ahead and come down. Middle of the field was wide open. Got my head around. As soon as I seen it, Haynes threw a nice ball. And then I had turned around, seeing you and Keith make that spectacular block. Then on the second one, they were supposed to go ahead and call a switch. They had caught it kind of late, and so I scored.
We'll stay in the front. We'll go Travis Brown for the Eagle, and then Naomi.
Did you? How would you kind of rate Haynes' game today? And did you feel like as the game went on, he was able to kind of grow and find even a little more accuracy as he got into the game?
Yeah, he definitely played pretty well. Know for a fact that as the game, in the second half, we was all coming out with a little bit more energy than the first, just because we was in there waiting for so long and whatnot. But so I believe he played pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Starting off, we had drove down the field. We just need to go ahead and capitalize a little bit more and get some more time back there for him so he can be able to sit in the pocket longer and be comfortable.
Let's go to left side front to Naomi from the Dallas Morning News.
How did you feel with the freshmen like Evan and Chris? How did you feel about their performances today?
Yeah, I thought they played pretty well, you know what I'm saying? Coming in as a freshman, I know they had the little jitters walking out of the tunnel or whatever, but it seemed like all of that went away as soon as the game started. And so I was excited for them, very happy for them, came out, and they ain't play like no freshmen. So, for sure, they played well.
Right in the middle to Christy from the Associated Press, and then Alex.
You mentioned the rain delay. What was that like, having to wait so long, and how were you guys able to stay locked in and come right back and score the way you did?
We was honestly waiting for, I think, 2-3 hours. But at first, we was all locked in. We all had our pads on. That was one thing. We made sure we didn't take our pads off because we was ready to go ahead and play. But then we was honestly, I'm not going to lie to you, we was waiting on the game to be canceled because they kept, like, we was going out, getting ready to warm up. Then we had to go back in because of another delay. Then came out and then went back in. So it was an ongoing thing. But then once it was really time to like put on our helmets and go ahead and go to work, we cut on the music and it was go time. You know what I'm saying? So that's really how we got back locked in, for sure.
To go left side to Alex Miller from the Eagle, and then TV row.
Yeah, I think on that first touchdown you had, Keith had a pretty nasty block. Did you see that or did you hear about it? What'd you
Nah, I
think of
for
that?
sure saw it. I turned around and looked. Yeah, I seen that boy, for sure. That's my dog.
All right. Let's go to TV row to Ben from KAGS.
Nice. Coach talked about it a little bit, but how did you guys feel as a passing attack, just y'all's ability to make some of those big plays down the field today? It seemed like that was obviously a big part of some of your game.
No, for sure. I know earlier during the camp or whatnot, I had said that, we was going to have some explosive plays. And I know people was wondering how that was going to happen, but it was all really just running our base stuff, you know what I'm saying, just doing every little thing the right way. And I felt pretty good about it. Haynes was on point. He was in the back, pretty comfortable, delivering the way he's supposed to. And we delivered.
Let's stay in the behind TV, on TV row to Daryl from KBTX.
Nice. Can you talk about what you feel like that you guys can do a lot better with Appalachian State coming in here next weekend?
Yeah, man, I feel like, honestly, we just need to go ahead and lock in on our keys on the front end, run the ball a lot better, make sure we catching the ball a lot better. And then on the defensive side, I feel like they play well, but sticking to the offensive side, I just feel like we just need to go ahead and execute a whole lot better.
Got a follow-up from Cole.
Anais, it feels like Haynes feels extremely comfortable with the deep ball. Do you think that just the minor errors and the little mistakes of short yardage situations is just first game jitters, and where do you want to see him improve better at in that aspect?
I feel like the deep ball is definitely comfortable for him, you know what I'm saying? And then with the other mistakes that was going on, there was just miscues that both the receivers and the Qs need to go ahead and get on point with. Just keep practicing. Like you said, it's first game, so we got that out the way. Go back and watch film together and talk about it and get it all together.
We'll wrap it up with Travis Brown, right in front.
Hey, nice. I think probably the idea a lot of people have in their head when there's these weather delays is all of y'all are, breaking down plays on the film and being real focused. But is there some time to kind of goof off and be a little bit loose in the locker room? And do you think y'all came out a little bit looser, a little bit less nervous in the second half because of that?
I wouldn't say like we was goofing off, but like we was definitely like having fun at one point. Just us being guys and being in the locker room for too long, it's hard to keep us still, I guess. But coming out in the second half, I ain't gonna lie, we was no offense to those other guys, but we was trying to like drill. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't trying to play no games. And that's what it was. So.
All right, you're all done. Thanks.
Appreciate y'all. God bless.
Raise your hand, and we'll get a mic to you. Let's go to the left side to Naomi from the Dallas Morning News.
How did you feel about Jardin Gilbert, his performance today, Chris Russell, and then Diggs?
I feel like they all did good for their first start. I knew they would do their job well. They've been preparing well, practicing well, and like they've been like on like everything they need to be. So I knew that guys to do their job. I knew they would do their job.
Questions? We'll go back to TV row. We'll start with Daryl from KTX, and then we'll go to Ben.
Damani, can you talk about the shutout and how when you see that goose egg on the scoreboard, how that kind of pushes you defensively and how the longer that stays up there, the more aggressive you guys seem to be able to get?
Just like everyone says, if the offense doesn't score, offense win, like we win the game. So just pitching the shutout, that's like a defense dream. It's always our goal to play perfect, not perfect. We'll just pitch a shutout. So just seeing that like 0 points up there just make us feel better and just go hard and like want to keep it up there.
Stay on TV Road to Ben Peck from KAGS.
Sort of following up on that, how much does it do for you guys with that rolling as a defense when you got some of the younger guys in there later in the game, just that extra level of kind of everyone?
I hope they feel like it's pressure when they go in because it makes them better. So just having that pressure and like having that zero stay up there, just like a good feeling like when it's all over.
And then, is there anything in particular you feel like, I know it's pretty fresh after the game, but you guys are most pleased with how you performed?
Particular, I feel like we did. Our main points was to affect the quarterback and play good on the edges. So I feel like as a defense, I felt like we did those jobs, and I felt like we handled the storm and the delay well, like coming back out there playing and not being sluggish and not playing like slow or sluggish. So I just feel like we did a great job of picking up where we left off and then just going harder.
Let's go over to the left side to Battalion Row.
So as a defensive back, how did you feel about what you saw out of Denver Harris today?
I feel like he did a great job. He has great technique. He's like a aggressive, like he has like swag to him. Y'all seen a little bit him fighting a little bit. It's gonna happen. He's a freshman, but he's gonna be a good player. I'm glad to have him. I'm glad he's like locked in. But we just have to keep like staying on him and like making sure he's like maturing like through every game.
Front right to Travis from the Eagle.
Y'all's offense had a lot of big chunk passing plays. As you've seen them go through fall camp, is this an offense that is a little bit more capable of spreading the field with the passing game than maybe in the past couple of years?
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of guys that can go deep, make plays, like on the like reverses, screens, deep balls. They're fast, they're shifty. So I just feel like once they get the ball in their hands, it's over with. So I just feel like we have a depth to allow us to like to go deep, create plays and more big plays.
Front right.
Damani, when you look at a guy like Jardin Gilbert and his maturity, what have you seen him get really more, I don't want to say talented at, but more so complete with his game?
You said where he like does he need to?
Where has he gotten more?
Oh, more. Okay, I just feel like overall he's just been like more a student of the game. I feel like he knows like what the weaknesses are, what the strengths are in the defense. So I just feel like he knows defense better, and I just feel like he got the game down where he can play and like let it not be too fast. So I just feel like he's comfortable and like he's getting like more and more comfortable.
And then when you go up against receivers like Chris Marshall and Evan Stewart in practice, how does that help you better prepare for the level of competition that you're going to see in conference play this year?
All those guys help me prepare well because they're good receivers. So just aligning up with those guys just help me to get ready for Saturdays, just like by their quickness, their speed, just all that. So just allowing like the lining up against those guys just help me like know what I'm going against when I play when I play Saturday.
Let's wrap it up with Daryl on the TV Row.
Damani, obviously a shutout is what you guys are after week in and week out. How does that play into next week's game against Appalachian State?
It really doesn't. We won this game. It's a new week, so we just have to go out and practice well, prepare well, watch film, and do all the little things. But I just feel like we played one game and it doesn't matter anymore. So we just got to move on, practice well, and take this week as it go.
All right, you're all done. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
If you have a question for him, raise your hand, and we'll get a mic to you. We'll start on the left side with Mark Passwaters from Rivals.com.
Fidel, it looked like you were a stand-up pass rusher an awful lot today, which seemed like it was something new. How did you feel about that, and just basically the performance of that line overall?
it was just something like I was working on this whole week. When we read the stances, I was getting out better in the 2-point stance, so I wanted to try it a little bit. And I think the line did pretty good today. We had to constrict the pocket more, but that's something we can work on.
Stay on the left side with Alex Miller from the Eagle.
Hey, Fadil. Lots been made of this freshman class. A lot of them got in today. What'd you make of some of those guys that were mixing in alongside you and some of the other veterans?
I got that those guys are very talented. They're going to strain, run to the ball, and I'm glad they got to do that today because, it could be nerve-wracking playing your first game as a freshman. So I'm glad that they got that out today.
All right, we're going to go back behind the lights to Ben Peck from KAGS.
Fadil, with back-to-back 3-and-outs to start the game, is there anything you feel like that established for you guys as a defense or maybe forced them to change a little bit that just kind of set the tone for the rest of the game?
Yes. With us coming out striking the line of scrimmage, attacking the line of scrimmage as a defense, they had to switch up the game plan a lot. So that 3-and-out, those 2 3-and-outs was big for us to get the game started.
We're going to stay at TV row. Go with Daryl Breathitt from KBTX.
Just trying to get your steps in there, my friend. Fidel, can you talk about getting the shutout and what it means to you guys defensively?
That's big. For our first game, a shutout, we're going to appreciate that. Any shutout is a good game, like a good game of defense. But like the mindset is on to the next game. We got to focus on App State. So.
Go to the front right, Nicole from All Aggies.
Fidel, when you look at the level of competition on the defensive line, especially with these younger talents, how does that make you get better?
I got to make less mistakes because if I make mistakes, those guys, they come out and perform very well, so they keep me on my toes. Any mistake I make, that means like they can outperform me, and we compete every day for a spot, so that's it.
And then when you're able to go get enough pressure up front, like you were today, how does that help affect the secondary?
Big, because our job is to get the quarterback to be uncomfortable so we can force him to make bad throws and that turn into turnovers. So getting the quarterback to become uncomfortable, that's big for us as a D-line.
I think we have another question in the back at TV row with Ben.
Just out of curiosity, I know obviously App State coming in next week, and the way the rain delay kind of timed up, crazy ending to their game as y'all were in the locker room. Were y'all able to kind of look in on that, or just trying to block that out, stay focused on this game, or?
Yeah, we was focused on our game. We was staying off the phones. The TVs was off for the most point, so we was all just trying to stay warmed up and focus on Sam Houston.
All right, I think that's all. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.